I think I can Citadel that. I wish there was like a little handy armor map or something that you could just hover over the ship and kind of see a picture of its citadel and shit. Would be nice. What tier 8 tech tree CV do you think is the most competent? Do you mean competitive? Probably Lexington or Shikaku. We can Citadel... Probably the Buffalo. I think we can Citadel all of this, which is cool. You just got the Parseval? She's a good ship, but she's a fickle one. She doesn't like getting up-tiered. You have very little influence against destroyers, which is also kind of rough. If we see a shot on a cruiser, I will be trying to take it. You still think FDR and MVR will be the meta once clan battle starts? I think most people will have abandoned the Richthofen completely. This is my assumption. Most people after the bomb nerf got really angry with what the Richthofen does, so they just they have no interest in playing it. The FDR is FDR, it's still very capable. I have to go in on this? I can't. There's islands and shit in the way. I really need to look for the cruisers. The Buffalo. Go on, Buffalo. Too high? Too high. Gonna Leon, maybe? Hakuryu FDR is a better duo than MVR. Hakuryu is probably going to be a highly used pick. I should realistically be training on the Hakuryu to be ready for the clan battle season. I may play Richthofen or Midway, but I mean it really comes down to whatever the pick is. Comes down to what the team wants to do. Bugamo? Okay.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Beyonce A is not bad. Basically killed 2 planes on the run and might have been able to kill 3. Do we actually get to attack here? Keep working this down. Hey, I'm Captain. What is up? Testing Hakuryu in the meta, but you don't know what's going on with these bombs. The Hakuryu bombs, they're fairly accurate. The reticle is not the way it was on release, but I mean it's still a good reticle. You can't hit shit? Well, dick around in a training room. Learn how to release the bombs, learn how they feel, and then you can worry about the specifics. I'm gonna drop a fighter on the Yugamo. What's something dead over here? We lost an oyster to a Yugamo? That's sadness. I don't know where the fuck that all went.
Fighter airborne.
I don't think he cares.
Affirmative.
Can I strike the York? I think I can hit the York. I mean, he's got a... I don't know where the hell the York is going. Maybe he just kind of lost track of time? Wait a minute. I'm going forward. Okay. I think he just got confused. This should be a kill on the York.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Bye-bye.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Are there any other cruisers? Helena Buffalo? Buffalo back there, Helena back there. Let's see if we can assist the Z-31 Riga with the 2 DDs.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Yes, how are you, man? I'm okay. Trying to be calm. Trying to just enjoy life. It's a kill. Work on the Mogador.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Need to deal with this somehow. All the nerfs to making it more difficult to do damage. There's a chance CVs will end up like the old RTS system. Only the most skilled players will play them, and average players lose the ability to have influence on the game. No. CVs are still latently very capable. They can provide spotting and provide assistance. They're just less and less capable of dealing with destroyers, which, I mean, that's not the only thing a carrier does. It doesn't just deal with destroyers, as I run after a destroyer, but... Let's try to cut him off from turning back toward the cap. Just kind of want this guy going off into the middle of nowhere for a while. Let's see if we can assist over here. Like, it's not that carriers were made to kill DDs. Carriers were made to beat the fuck out of battleships. Carriers were made to beat, you know, kill cruisers and stuff. It just turns out that when you're highly accurate with a human-guided, you know, plane stuff, you can find a DD and strike the DD. Well, they found out that it's just too damn accurate. It's too much pressure. So they're pulling pressure off of the destroyers, which will put you more on cruiser and battleship stuff. But you might still spot something, you might still try to render assistance or aid where you can. These are still perfectly normal things that you would be asked to do anyway. Drop that for spotting. I don't think I can go for the Missouri, but I can go for the Nagato. Just these all kinds of on top of each other. Pop the heel. Ooh, that looked okay. They're far enough away the Missouri can't help. The Helena is leaving. Nagato's engine is broken. He hasn't repaired it. So this might be a kill. I don't know if I can Citadel as a Missouri though. I think that's a kill. It's not. It's only one Citadel, not two.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
I think he was confused and didn't know where he was going. Sconce gently returns him to port. No, I mean, I couldn't kill him. He just dodges the torps. It's a fucking Mogador. There's no shots or no shells on him, so he's perfectly able to go do whatever the hell he wants to do. Let's try to hit the Helena.
Fighter airborne.
Okay. Bomb the Caracciolo. I guess we could go after the Nagato still. Probably healed up a little bit. When DD Unicums lead the charge to essentially nullify CV power against DDs, but don't admit their own bias, it says a lot about them. It doesn't matter if you're Unicum or not Unicum. CVs are extremely accurate. Now, they could kill destroyers before, or they could just cross-torp. Bop, you're dead. Well, what could I do? Nothing. You could die. That's exactly what you could do. You died. So, I mean, RTSCVs could annihilate destroyers as well. But there were hard methods of deterring a CV from doing something. There were fighters. There were defensive fire cooldowns. I mean, AA was more potent. At least, I think it is. This is what I've been told repeatedly. I'm willing to take that on faith. But in this version of play, you've got extremely accurate shit and stuff with small health pools, so it gets hurt. The real problem is how does your team, you know, take care of the shit if you can't take care of it? Well, works okay. It works out in games with no CV. Destroyers shoot each other, they kill each other, they do stuff. But,
autopilot mode enabled.
I think it did highlight an issue with, I mean, how high risk, high craziness destroyer play is, maybe? I don't know. I'm okay with the nerf because I think it's good for the health of each person to have their own role and utility, and primarily because a carrier can't just like go off, find a destroyer on its own and murder it. You start including the team in the thing, so it's, you know, you and your team, you're spotting and your team is killing it. Kind of like a destroyer will spot an enemy ship and the team will kill the enemy ship. A destroyer can kill something alone if they have the ability to gun it down or torp it, but as people will say over and over and over again, the DD is putting himself at risk, which is true. Because if he's gunning it down, he's lit. If he's torping, not really as at risk, but he is closer theoretically to the enemy, I guess. But invisible is still invisible, so if you can't be seen and you can't be responded to, well, that's still pretty fucking safe. Need to save the boost.
Fighter airborne.
So, it's 5... Oh, okay. Well, they trimmed the fighters down to 3. This will be a kill. Should be a kill. It was a kill.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
I have a heal here.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
I don't want to use it so early, but I only have the 3 planes.
Requesting assistance.
Could try to bomb the Caracciolo. It's probably the better choice.
Autopilot mode enabled.
I should bomb. The torps don't do a lot of damage. If we connect with some citadels, I mean, that's going to be much more useful. We prefer the power balance left as is. If there's one thing that I do mourn with the old tier 10 rockets, Audacious was very capable of hurting destroyers. Could it kill 4 destroyers or 5? No, probably not, because you run out of rockets. But, you know, you could really do some damage. And in the tier 11 clan battle season, we went against Gaishu, who started running around with like a 6-pack of destroyers, or no, 5-pack of destroyers. And it's like, it'd be really nice if I had, you know, if I had something that could scare these guys. But it was removed. It's gone now. So it's down to surface ships trying to chuck shells at extremely talented destroyer players from like 10 to 15 kilometers away, so God knows they don't get hit. Or if they do get hit, it's extremely small.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Our team is taking the lead.
Autopilot mode enabled.
So that part's no bueno. It's another person to get rid of. Friends, tons of friends. Eventually, if you blacklist everybody, you don't have to hear any of this shit. Suppose I could just turn off chat. Go ahead and do this. Get a good strike on the Implacable. Don't really think I can hit much else for any value. Too low. Actually worked out pretty well. We can do that again. Is chat useful anyway? It can be. It's nice for people to be able to talk.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
It's not very fun when they're dicks when they do it. California has a lot of health.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled.
I think we can bingo the Implacable. I think we can. First, there's an island in the way, which is never a good sign. Had to play safe with the island, and it fucked me. Let's drop a fighter for the defensive fighter. Come back out and take a shot from the other line.
Fighter airborne.
Might be dead, though, to the Riga is. Well, the reason when I say too low is when you put that center line directly at the water line, usually some of the rockets go high and some of the rockets go low. And if it's like right at the water line, the rockets that go low hit the water and just, you know, don't do anything, which is sadness.